Mamphela, what an amazing, honest service for such an amazing man.
Absolute fitting send-off. He would have approved of the simplicity, but also the beautiful melody of the Milonji, and of course the perfect liturgy for an archbishop. So we couldn't have asked for more. God is good all the time, and we are all smiling.
Retired Bishop Nuttall described Archbishop Desmond Tutu as a prophet, as a prayer, and as a pastor. He also talked about him coming to Cape Town and turning the Cape of Storms into the Cape of Good Hope. I thought that was extremely fitting.
Absolutely. Remember, he was not, at that time, he was loathed by the brutal system, but he charmed everybody, including P.W. Buota could even give a hint of a smile, because the man didn't, as Bishop Nuttall said, he lived those 3 P's, the prophet, the prayer, and this real life of service to everybody. And it didn't matter how small, how insignificant. In fact, those are the very people he made sure that they got their dignity back.
And then, of course, our President Cyril Ramaphosa then went further and said he was our moral conscience, but also our moral compass, and also our national conscience. And that's exactly what he was, because when the passing of Archbishop Desmond Tutu was made public, people said we have now lost our moral compass.
Well, he wouldn't approve of anybody losing that compass, because he'll tell you that each one of us has got a sacred compass inside us. The question is, do we pay attention to that internal compass, or do we allow ourselves to shipwreck because we are not listening to the moral voice inside all of us? And this is why he is not one who would want us to say, oh, we have lost, we need. He will tell you that you are the leaders you have been waiting for. He has shown us an example of living that life with a moral, a set of values that distinguish us from the rest of creation. And therefore, for him, that teaching, he's done it, and the final teaching is just the simplicity. People in this country have turned funerals into an industry. He is saying that is inappropriate, but he doesn't say it, he acts it. He made sure that his was a statement of humility. And so I'm praying and hoping that South Africans will close down the funeral industry as an opulent industry. It should be a service to help the departed along the way to their final resting place. But let's not turn it into a show of who can get the most glitzy casket, number of cars, etc. Archbishop Tutu has shown us the way. Let's follow him.
Do you think he's happy and smiling?
Very much. He's actually chuckling and saying, look at them. Yes. And he would be saying, oh, my dear Leah, oh, my dear, you know. But he knows that Mama Leah is left in the hands of God, and we will do all we can to support her.
Doctor, just before you go, what happens now? We saw the entourage leaving here. We saw the hearse being taken away. What happens now?
The hearse is going back to the funeral parlor. He will be cremated, and then the ashes are going to be interred inside the cathedral at a time and date that the family will set. And that's a private funeral.
Thank you so much for your time, Doctor. Thank you.
So
And that was Dr. Mamphela Ramphele, a very good friend of the family and also a close friend of the Archbishop Desmond Tutu.